Hello, Qualitative Research Methods students. Here is a practice question to help you out on studying for your final exam. So a lot of what I say here will be repetition of what Kendall discussed in class, but we wanted to give you this practice question, which is also uploaded to Canvas so that you can download it and type on it just as you will when you're taking the actual final itself. So here you will see that there are instructions at the top. These instructions are exactly the same instructions that you will see in your final exam. And then down here is the practice question. So on your final exam, you'll see questions about this length, saying similar things. So the main purpose of the main product that you'll be producing for the final exam will be a method section. So think of this as a method section for a study proposal, maybe a thesis proposal or a dissertation proposal or a grant proposal. So a 2 to 3 page method section that gets at and answers the questions asked in the questions for the final. So in this case, this practice question. So here we have this question, and as you read the question, you should be thinking about what kind of approach is it suggesting that I should use. Should I be using directed content analysis? Is it phenomenology that I should be using? So think about that as you read the question. And then after you've figured out that, you can start thinking about specific methods. So just like Kendall mentioned, try to use different methods for each question. Obviously, you might use interviews for all of them. And try to think of different ways to get at validity for all of them. The more breadth that you show of your knowledge, the better you'll do on the exam. For example, if you're using simply interviews for each problem on the exam, and then the only thing you do is member checks for those, and you use that for all 3 questions, you're most likely going to get a lower grade than someone who uses multiple methods and multiple ways of getting at validity, different ways of triangulating for all the different questions. So you can see this question here, it should suggest to you a specific approach. We also, for the exam itself, there's going to be a more eval-focused question, a more developmental research-focused question, and a more org-focused question. So each of those has a different scenario that will suggest maybe a specific approach. It might even dictate 1 or 2 methods that you have to use. So with that, read the question carefully, think about exactly what it's asking you to do, and then use this example to practice out what you would write. So what is your approach? What are your methods? And as you're writing about these things, remember to use the course language, use all the things that we've learned in class. You've had experience with a few of these methods now, but you've read about a lot of different methods or a lot of different techniques that we maybe have not actually used or practiced in the class. So you can use those, feel free to use them. Also, when you use terms from the class, say you're going to use criterion sampling, for example. What you'll want to do is show that you know what criterion sampling means. So you could define it in your paper as you're writing your proposal, but it might be more effective to describe what criterion sampling is. So saying that for this we will use criterion sampling, and then go on to describe exactly what that process entails. So show that you know what it's meaning rather than just using keywords or like buzzwords from the class. With that, I believe that is all you need to practice and prep for the exam. I'm sure you will all do great. Use this to get an idea of what the questions will be like. Again, this is a little bit different than what you will see. You'll have more of an eval, developmental, and org-focused question on the exam. So think about it before writing about it. And remember, you can use some notes, but no outside resources like the internet and whatnot, and no books. So we will see you for the final exam. Thank you.